Australian Television Network and Associated Stations presents The Bert Newton Show.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to have your company. Enough. Have we got a show for you? Where's Gillian Fitzgerald, our Gillian, down there. For a start, love, number one, you drove me mad yesterday without realising it. Everywhere I went, everyone was such a wonderful rap for the Gillian Fitzgerald... I beg your pardon, the Bert Newton Show dancers. You killed them. Congratulations. And when you see the kids, would you let them know that I was very, very appreciative of the booze they sent to the dressing room?
Oh,
That's...
okay.
They have learned very early.
Yes, they have.
Learned very early. Oh, look, I wonder if you could all help me out. The band and the audience. Could you just stand up and have a look under your seats and see if you can find anything there for me, please? Would you just stand up and have a look under your seats? Once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Boys over in the band, could you have a look too? Over yonder? No. Look... Well, that's most sad. I'll explain to you. One of our guests today is Michael Schilberger, and we've lost him. So, just... I suppose Mike is backstage and I think, oh, God, it's going to be one of those sort of days, is it? And Mike, if you're watching, yes, it is going to be one of those sort of days. Good show lined up for you today. Great to have your company. And sad news, I might mention, for Joe, my piano player, who is back, by the way. Welcome back, Joe. Ah, oh, he's got his thermometer there. How are you feeling? Just nod. You feeling okay? We had a spot lined up for you today, and guess what happened? Virgil, the drummer, took it. He's going to play a percussion arrangement of Rhapsody in Blue. First up on the show at centre stage, we have the lovely Janine Reid, and the song is Can I Get a Witness? Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to open the show, Ms. Janine Reid.
Especially you boys, is it right to be left alone while the one you love is always home? I love too hard, so my friends sometimes say, but I believe that a man should be loved that way. But it hurt me so inside to see him treat me so unkind. Somebody, somewhere, tell him it's unfair. Can I get a witness? So bad.
Can someone help Janine down? Because I'd love her to come on over. Janine Reid, ladies and gentlemen. Like some breath?
Oh, goodness.
That was terrific.
Yes, been a very busy couple of days.
I'll bet it was rather nice for you to actually do a spot in the show, which was yours originally.
It wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it? Who'd you fill in for this
Jane
time?
Scully this time.
Oh, because of the flight problems.
Yeah.
The main reason I wanted to chat to you, apart from the fact of welcoming you to the show again, Janine, you must make almost a career of filling in for people.
I do.
I got a letter from a dear old friend of mine called Card Monda. Do you remember Card Monda? He did publicity for a show which I think starred Tracy Lee. Did you do the Tracy Lee show?
No.
Or female impersonator of some kind? You had to fill in with 24 hours notice. You had to fill in on a show.
Oh, probably.
Somebody
it's all
broke
happens all the time.
their ankle or something.
Yeah,
in the show.
probably.
Matter of fact, my letter is upstairs to my secretary. You can just grab it from the thing, because I don't want you to think that I've gone mad. And he actually wrote and said, it was just after you filled in for Chelsea Brown on my show, and he wrote and said that you've done it before and done it beautifully.
It happens to me all the time, Bert. It's good. It gets the adrenaline.
Sure. So when's your next spot of your own?
I don't know. I'll have to ask Laurel.
OK, well, I'll check it out and make sure you do get one again. Thanks, Janine. Janine Reid, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's great to see you.
Thanks.
Do you want to stay here and meet my next guest?
I'd love to.
OK. We have found him, fortunately. He is here, and I'd like you to welcome one of the pioneers of television current affairs shows, also a fine print journalist, a wonderful radio man, a great businessman. A matter of fact, a giant in most areas. Please welcome Mr. Michael Schilberger. Lovely to see you.
Good to see you too.
Just stand here. This is my friend. Actually, you don't seem nearly as tiny as you used to. You haven't grown or something, have you?
You've shrunk.
I've shrunk, that's the reason. Would you like to sit down, or would you like to be on equal terms with me?
I'll stand.
Sit down.
Well, so nice of you to invite me.
It's great to have you here,
I've
Michael.
always wanted to interview you.
You're going to interview me, eh?
Of course, isn't that why I'm here?
Anything you want to ask me, Michael.
Well, I was told to come and do Bert's show, and I thought presumably I'd come and interview you.
No, you see, that's because in the past, Michael, whenever you were asked to fill in and be a guest on someone's show, you eventually took over that show, you see.
Well, what's different?
Well, you don't have any plans, do you, Michael? This is one bloke,
I'm here
who
to
never
talk to you.
ages. Just have a look at him.
Well, I'm only bloody 60, aren't I?
How old are you,
No.
Michael?
You know.
50,
so why are you asking me the
51,
question?
I would say. 52.
And how old are you, Bert?
51. Very young 51.
And you didn't do your national service, and I did, because
No.
you had flat feet.
That's right, I didn't
Yeah.
get into national. Michael,
I went,
You've
and
done-
I had to do it on your behalf as well.
that's well.
Yeah.
Did
That
you really
wasn't
get
easy.
in? International service? Thank God we didn't go to war.
Well, you're right. They stretched me a little.
Where did you do your training? In the Colonel's pocket?
No, I didn't like the Colonel.
Didn't you?
No.
Michael, let's forget the army. Let's forget the fact that I'm taller than you. Let's talk about...
You won't ever forget that. I don't mind. I got used to it.
I've got to ask you, back in those years with people like Graham and myself and writer Mike McCall-Jones and Don Lane, etc., etc., did it ever worry you that we did a lot of short gags?
Yes. No, it didn't, because I expected... I mean, as soon as you played that one when you opened the show today, I thought, I know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what they're looking for.
Paul Hogan did a brilliant send-up of you, didn't he, in one of his specials?
He did.
In which he had oversized pens and pencils and inkwells and microphones.
And he said at the time that was the biggest laugh that he'd got for anything he'd done. Now, I don't quite know how to take that.
Well, I think it was just such a brilliant sketch. I mean, it's a pity in some ways that he didn't ask you to be in Crocodile Dundee. You'd be a millionaire, wouldn't you?
Indeed, yes. He left me out of that one, didn't he?
Michael, what's doing for you now? What's happening?
Lots of things. Particularly, I suppose, Business Essentials, which is those audio tapes, and I thought you might ask me about that.
He's a good flogger, this bloke. He might be small, but he's a
There's
flogger.
one.
Yes,
That's
I'll
a
hold him up
Business
and I'll take
Essentials.
it,
You can
yes.
have that. Then you can have Business Essentials for the
I
company.
think we should be...
director.
Is this the reason you were thrown out of Channel 9 for flogging your own?
And then... to have another one. This is the exciting one.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That's the Asia business tape,
Oh, yes, I've heard a
which
lot.
we're about to market to the world.
Ah, yes, there you go.
And that's exciting.
What's
So
it
if you
called
want to know
again?
what I'm doing, the Asia business tape.
Well, there you go. Oh, this must be number one, because I know I have to report a little later in the show that the Bee Gees are number two. This obviously is the number one somewhere around Australia, is it?
But the exciting part of that is that it is another form of communication, which nowadays more and more people take notice of, because you can play it in the car.
It's going well for you?
Very well.
Good. Michael, can I ask you, talking about communication, can I ask you, really, seriously, as one of the pioneers of current affairs on television in Australia, Where do you think they lie at the moment? What do you think of the quality? What do you think of the content? And what do you think of the sort of attitudes that are now present in current affairs programs?
There's always been the dilemma, Bert, that what sort of a current affairs program you should have. Do you have the quality of the Four Corners? Do you have the tabloid current affair, or even now 60 Minutes? I mean, 60 Minutes was up a bit higher for a while, but obviously they've got to attract an audience. Now, I don't object to attracting an audience, but to answer the question, therefore, makes it difficult, because you're going to have your real quality, in-depth programs, which will interest a certain percentage of the market. But to get the mass circulation, you need, and get mass viewers, you need a tabloid-type program. Mm-hmm. And now, Channel 10, of course, haven't been so successful.
What did they go for?
I don't know that they knew what they were going for, and I think that's the problem. I could let you into a little secret. I was thinking about whether I should tell you this.
Please do, whatever.
It was a couple of years... No one's listening.
No. What do you mean by that, Michael?
Because it's just us having a conversation.
Yes, OK.
I know that... I ignore. How many have you got out? There are... About 2 years ago, Channel 10 made me quite a substantial offer to go in with, as head of current affairs, to give them an image in current affairs. I chose not to, because I liked doing this sort of thing, and I was doing my ABC radio at the time. I put up a concept at that stage for one big program. Had that happened, I'd be very curious now to see whether Channel 10 would have a totally different image.
What was the program?
I'm not going to tell you.
Why not?
So I knew that was your next question.
We might knock it off,
I wasn't going to tell you.
Current affairs, obviously.
Oh, yes. But it's something that hasn't been done in this country before, something that will be done in this country in the next couple of years, and no one's twigged yet. But it'll happen.
Michael, I'd like to ask you about an occurrence of a couple of weeks ago. I was going to make a comment about it on this show just after it happened, and I decided against it simply because I didn't want anyone to believe that I was trying to cash in on anything. It was very important to me. But I think enough time has lapsed now. What did you feel about the Michael Willesee situation on the current affair?
God, what a question. I thought this was going to be a pleasant... Well,
it can be pleasant.
It was sad. Yeah. It was sad. Mike wasn't performing at his best, even while he was still on air on a regular basis. The Monday night that he came back, it was obvious that he wasn't well. And on the Tuesday night, he wasn't any better. In fact, a lot worse. It's sad that that should happen to a guy as clever and as good as he has been over the years.
Yeah. I didn't see the Monday night. I saw the last 10 minutes of the Tuesday night program. And the comment I was going to make a couple of weeks ago was that I can't think of any major television name in Australia since television began. We both go back to the beginnings of television. I can't think of any one person in a major category who hasn't had a downswing and who hasn't been affected at some stage of their career on camera. And I think some of the people who've come out and have flung stuff at Mike, I think what they've got to remember is, and this is generally conceded by all who should know, that to use Mike Willesee's racing parlance, he's up there accepting the trophy while the rest are still in the mounting yard. He really, we call you a pioneer of current affairs. He was the guy who got current affairs and really made it on Australian television, not only good stuff, but viable for commercial networks.
Absolutely. Who would have thought that 7 o'clock on a Channel 9, as it was then, would take a program in prime time, current affairs? You know, it's unheard of. Yeah. In fact, the guy that's responsible for this program with you, Jim McKay, would have laughed a lot years earlier.
Certainly. Until
Mike came along.
I'd just like to see him come back and show them, and I'm sure he can. I just hope he will.
Yeah, I wonder... Yeah, I wonder now whether he wants to.
Yeah.
I wonder whether he wants to. Whether he's far happy, really. In fact, this might be a major turning point for him. He might say, really, why did I bother? Mm-hmm. I'm out of that now. I'm doing lots of other things. I mean, I look at myself. To be honest, I'm quite happy doing my business essentials. I'm happy doing other things, my media training or whatever. And I don't know that I'd want to get back in day-to-day television.
My advice to Mike would be, if he wants to do it, and if I was close to him, very close to him, I'd get him back and get him to do it as soon as possible, because if he waits for 6 months or a year or whatever, we'll never see him back doing the stuff that he does so well.
Yeah, he'd get a great audience on the first night he comes back.
He certainly would, yeah, and then he'd show that huge audience exactly what he can do.
Sure.
Anyway, at the moment, we're talking about you, and quite happily so, Mike.
I don't mind talking about others.
Looking back on the current affairs career of yourself, many highlights, including the one in which, and some people forget this, you really were the first person to have a potential Prime Minister cry on camera in Bob Hawke. What were the surroundings of that particular interview?
Bob Hawke, yes, that was the time, you're referring to the time that he admitted to his drinking problem.
Yes, yeah.
He didn't actually cry, but you could see that he was becoming emotional. That was a half-hour interview for a current affair, live at 7 o'clock. I had a list of questions. I knew what I wanted to get through, my agenda. I had written in it, because everybody was talking at that time about a drinking problem. And he was president of the ACTU at that time. And I had a question about drink in it. I asked him the question, we talked about his strengths, and I said, we've talked about your strengths. What weaknesses do you have? He paused for a moment, sort of slumped back in the chair and said, drink. I could have fallen off the chair. So I let him talk. And he explained, yes, that was his problem, and if one day he became Prime Minister, he would give it up altogether. Well, that was a huge statement at the time.
Sure.
That was the end of the interview. My next question would have been drink. So I pointed to him on the piece of paper and I said, look at my next question. He said, thank God I volunteered it, because I prefer to do it that way than have you drag it out. I would have given you the same answer, but I'm glad I volunteered it as a weakness.
Do you think in some ways perhaps he used your program, Mike? I mean, because it's a pretty far-out thing all of a sudden to answer that question by saying drink. He used your program as some sort of means of record that he would then give the booze away.
He said it, yes, and he admitted afterwards that, I mean, I was very close and have been over the years, and he said that I knew you'd handle it the right way, which was a great compliment, I suppose. And I did, I feel. I didn't then push him further on that. A, because it was clever enough, it was right at the end, I didn't have time. But also I wasn't going to, because I knew how much it meant to him. And he'd made the statement.
Right.
It was history.
You can stay with us?
Thank you, Bert.
Good on you. There'll be plenty of room on the couch. Mike Schilberger, ladies and gentlemen, great to have you. After this break, the Bee Gees from our Hollywood studio. Go back with your seat.
I really feel depressed. I'm just sick of looking the way I look. People think because I'm so happy all the time that I'm feeling great. Well, I'm not. I feel horrible. I really feel horrible. That was me a couple of months ago. I'm glad I don't look like that anymore. I feel wonderful. I feel stunning. I just feel so happy. That's gone, and this is here to stay.
I love hearing success stories from all the clients we've helped. At Jenny Craig Weight Loss Centers, we're continually developing new and better tasting food to make losing weight even easier than ever before. If you haven't seen us lately, you haven't seen us at all.
Now you can lose all the weight you want for an unbelievably low $92.50. This is the lowest price ever offered by Jenny Craig, so call today.
Yeah, being at Jenny Craig, losing 20 kilos, it's really good. Best thing I've ever done.
In an emotional interview, Lindy Chamberlain talks about her long struggle for justice, her bold new gamble, and the surprises she has in store. It's a Woman's Day exclusive.
It's all part of my day.
Why is the Queen making a secret video? Jack Nicholson's girlfriend, Angelica Houston, is a star at last.
It's all part of my day.
Most of Kay Nesbitt's face was shot away. She tells us her tragic story. Top celebrities paid tribute to their darling dads. Our home first aid kit could help save a life, and there's a great jewellery lift out.
It's all part of my day.
Celebrate spring with our sewing special, easy-to-make waistcoats, plus Karen Moore Gold's Zodiac Guide to Health and Beauty.
It's all part of my day. A woman's day. It's all part of my day. I get a kick out of life. I get a kick when I'm kicking it high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks.
Get your kicks at an everyday price by Colitex.
No Way Jose says no way to fatty foods, but Dot's got McCain low cholesterol super fries cooked in polyunsaturated vegetable oil, which proves a No Way Jose is no match for a Dot with a lot. Ah, McCain, you've done it again.
Tonight on Hey Dad, it's crisis at the
You
Kellys.
told me if there was ever an emergency that I could come right over.
An emergency? Betty, what's happened?
I wet my bed.
Then wedding preparations on Acropolis Now.
Please, Elizabeth, this is Greek man's business.
The boys organise the Bucks night.
It's not on. It's not on.
And guess who sorts out the shower tea?
He's a stripper and he's waiting outside.
Wogs out of work, now with their own TV show.
No, me, I'm Greek.
Hey, 'Hey Dad and Acropolis Now, tonight on 7.
I get a kick out of life. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get a kick out of flying high. And I get a kick out of kicks. I get
It's always nice to greet old friends, and it's also particularly good to be able to say hello to Aussies who've made it, who've done it. You would realise at the moment the Bee Gees have their first album out in, I think it's around about 6 years, called One, and it's selling like the proverbial hotcakes. In our Hollywood studios, please welcome Robin, Morris and Barry, the Bee Gees.
Hi, Bert. Hi, Bert.
Welcome, guys. It's great to talk to you, and the good news I can give you right from the kickoff is that we looked for a copy of the album cover to show on air today, and yesterday afternoon we gave up after 17 shops. Each one had sold out of the album, which I think is great news for you.
Fantastic.
That's wonderful.
That's lovely.
Why have you waited so long to go back on record?
Do you want to start?
Take this?
Well, I'll choose. What about you, Barry? You answer that one.
Well, yeah, quite a few reasons, actually, but about the end of the fever syndrome of Spirits having flown in that period, about 1980, we were pretty well saturated at radio with our records, and it got very, very just too much. We had to pull away. We had to stop being the Bee Gees for a little while and concentrate on individual things. And we're bringing up our children and various reasons, writing for other people at the same time, but basically not being the Bee Gees for a little while, because I think we'd been on the forefront and we'd sort of been outplayed. So we wanted to not to go any further with that. We tried to pull back a little bit.
Yeah. I suppose one of the great things about you as a group and also as writers is the fact that you have stayed together. Has that been hard?
No.
Not really. No, it's not been hard. It's something, I think, because we are brothers, that we've stayed together so long. We're each other's best friends. We just do, when we do things together, it's a lot more magical, because we seem to be a lot more power between the three of us than just doing things individually or together, or just two of us.
But we think doing things individually is also good for us as a group. You know, it gets those little things out of your brain, and we feel more like a group now than we ever have.
OK, Robin, don't think you're going to get an easy time.
No.
Robin, touring, you're talking about easy times. Touring is always pretty rugged, isn't it?
It's always pretty rugged, Bert. I'm a vegetarian, and it's very difficult on the road to eat what you want to eat right, because you don't get the right diet, as you know, Bert. And it can be pretty tough, because all the hotels and restaurants that you go to outside your home don't cater for vegetarians. And I go a step further, I'm microbiotic. Macrobiotic is the word. And it's very difficult for restaurants and hotels to cater for this.
Look at this camera.
This. Hi, Bert. to cater for this.
It's that camera with the light on.
Are you getting all this?
Yes. Just say it again.
Very rugged.
Yeah, just look at the camera.
It can be very rugged if you are a vegetarian macrobiotic, because restaurants and hotels do not serve it, Bert. And, also getting the right sleep, it can be very difficult on the road. But this is great. We're having a good time. We're looking forward to getting down to Australia and doing the Australian leg. We'll be down there in November.
Are you the only one of the guys that is vegetarian?
Barry's a vegetarian as well. He eats the odd bit of chicken, though, don't you, Barry?
Yeah, Morris eats anything.
Yeah,
just going to say, Morris, why not you?
This is an old...
I don't know. I mean, I've always remained at 140 pounds, 10 stone. I've always remained at that level since I was 18. I've just never gone up or down, so I just eat anything, cut up its head and wipe its, anything.
Guys, getting back to the album, on One, there's a real change in style. Did that take very long to develop in the writing?
Do you want to answer that one?
Not really. It's just an ongoing thing with us. We write all the time because we like to look at what we do as perhaps some sort of gift when we were born, but also it's very much a craft, and you have to keep doing it. And if we stop writing for a little while, we get a little stale, and it doesn't work the same way. So we keep writing, and this album is basically an on-flow from ESP. But it's subject to its own changes. It has our changes. We make our changes sort of subconsciously. And if there are differences, it's basically that. It's not a conscious thing.
Barry, when you were starting out all those years ago and you came to fame here in Australia through Bandstand and other programs, mainly through the Brian Show, did you ever imagine if you were to make it as big as you did, that there'd be as many pressures as you've discovered?
All I know is that when we were children and we were growing up in Australia, there was really nothing else we wanted but to be famous, and we wanted to be famous internationally. And there were pressures even living in Australia from doing what we were doing. There was always always critics, and always people saying, well, the Bee Gees can't really do it, or there was always opposition of some sort. So we've sort of lived with it all our lives. We've always felt that that we've always believed in what we do. We've always believed that we could make it, and we've never looked back from that, and we don't look back from it today. So, yeah, there are obstacles, but that's fine. We're ready for them.
Morris,
even the past and the future.
This is probably a question that you're asked so often, you're tired of it, and it shouldn't come from someone in Australia like myself, but once and for all, can you please tell us how you got the name the Bee Gees?
Right, that's easy.
No problems, Bert. Well, it first starts with...
Speedway in Redcliffe.
The Speedway, yeah. Do you want to take this?
No, no.
It's a speedway in Redcliffe, outside Brisbane, where we used to live, and there was a racing driver called Bill Good, a disc jockey called Bill Gates from 4BH in Brisbane, and he sort of loved what we were doing. We played in between the races, sometimes when the races were on. It was hard picking money off the tracks, I can tell you. So we did it on the back of this truck, you know, and they saw us the next day. They came round and they were discussing about doing an acetate for, at 4BH and wanted to manage us. And there was the three initials of Barry, Bill Gates, Bill Good, the brothers Gibb, and
Barbara
also
Gibb.
my mum Barbara Gibb. So the initials BG, there was a lot of them about. So we were called BGs, which was B.G''S in those days.
Right.
And we started to get more hip and add the E's.
What about lifestyle now for you guys? Robin, this one to you. What sort of a life do you lead, apart from being so vegetarian?
Yeah, Robin, what sort of life do you...
In terms of, like, hobbies and things?
Well, what do you do, especially when you haven't been recording for so long?
I like to read a lot. I read a lot of books, and I like to read about history. I like to read about World War II, the Black Plague, the French Revolution. You can tell a person's character by the books he reads, it's once said. I don't know who said it. I think it was Oscar Wilde who won.
You're pretty light, are you, obviously?
Yes, I like read, yes, and I like to do it mostly just before going to sleep. But Barry likes tennis. He likes to,
I like to do it mostly before going to sleep as well.
Barry likes tennis a lot, but he also borrows the books that I read when I'm finished with them.
Sure. Morris, to you, what do you like to do just before you go to sleep?
Well, I think that's rather personal, Bert.
It's precisely why he asked.
Well,
Shandy.
I transcend my life. What I've been doing over the past...
Oh, come on, tell the truth, you dirties.
I mean, some of these things we don't even know, so it's going to be a revelation.
I like to dabble into photography. I like to dabble into photography, but
Morris likes to take pictures at night before he goes to sleep.
Morris likes to experiment before going to sleep.
No, I like to experiment in my studio, actually. I experiment in sounds.
Now, we thought he was a bit of a scientist, secretly, a closet scientist all these years, because he liked to experiment.
And computers and that.
And computers, yeah.
Let me just get this picture, with no pun intended. It means that each one of you, individually, all by yourselves, have something quite different you like to do just before you go to sleep.
Yes,
that's
true.
correct.
It's not common knowledge, though.
Truer than you think, Bert.
Apart from music, what else do you do together? I mean, do you golf together, play tennis together, party together, rage together?
Well, I play. I play a lot of tennis. I also have a tennis tournament in Miami for diabetes, which raises about $100,000 a year. So, I'm a pretty keen tennis player. Morris, once again, is a very keen photographer. And Robin is a keen reader of all kinds of historical books.
I'm a great chronicle-izer. I just read and...
Note the word keen.
Yeah, you've got to be keen.
Yeah.
Barry, just back to you, just for a very serious moment. I've noticed on the album there's a song dedicated to your brother, Andy. Yes. Of course, I mean, these wounds are very, very deep. You hope only the time is going to eventually not right anything, but certainly make it a little easier for you. But how did you guys cope with that tragedy?
Well, it was a very devastating thing. It devastated the whole family. Nobody really expected anything like that to happen to Andy. So it's been a very spiritual experience for us. It's made us all much more interested in the metaphysical side of life, and it's made us want to perform much more than we would have normally. We want to get up and be counted. We want to play our music live. We want to become a performing group like we used to be. As you know, in Australia, we were a performing group even before we ever had a hit record. We want to get back to those kind of roots, and I think losing Andy has brought that out in us. In that, we always feel that he was a very gifted person, and a lot of it was wasted for various reasons, and we don't want to waste what we do, and I think that's been a lesson to us. We want to do everything we can do and get better at it. You know, and I think Andy's responsible for that also.
Barry, is there any guilt because Andy wasn't one of the Bee Gees and he went?
Yeah, we all feel guilt of certain kinds. You know, the whole family does. When you lose somebody close to you, I don't know if this has ever happened to you or your viewers, But when you lose somebody close to you, you go through a transformation. You feel very, very guilty and angry. And yes, we all feel guilt. We all feel that there were certain things that we always wanted to say and we didn't say, and there were certain arguments that we never wanted to happen but happened. And I think this happens to a lot of people who lose somebody close. So yes, the guilt is there.
Were you at peace with him before he died?
Yes, we were. There were 2 very good years when Andy was at home with us, and he was very straight and in sobriety. I think that's the right word. He was very, very clear and straight about what he wanted to do with his life. He learned to fly. Let me tell you that he learned to fly about 3 months before he died. So it shows you that inside the person there was a very, very powerful force. It's not easy to learn to fly. You know, it's nothing that we've ever thought of doing, any of the rest of us as brothers. So you have to at least allow for that fact that it existed in him. And if he'd pointed that kind of force in the right direction, he would have been back at the top of his game. You know.
How old was he buried?
How old? He was 30 exactly.
Yeah. 30, yeah.
Well, I don't conclude things on a downer, but I just want to say that I do appreciate you talking about that, because I don't think anyone watching you today would not have a thought for Andy. We've got lots of thoughts for you.
Especially, thank you.
Yep, a lot of thoughts.
Especially people in Australia who knew Andy very well.
Certainly, certainly.
Yeah.
As I say, we've got a lot of thoughts for you guys too, because it's been too long since you were out there where you belong.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you on tour too.
Well, let me say that we feel the same way. We feel very much Australian. We always have done, and we're sincerely looking forward to getting back and seeing all of our friends, and yourself, of course.
Oh, and our sister too,
Our sister Leslie, we'd like to say hello to if we could.
Yeah, the Evans family in Parramatta. Oh no, Windsor in New South Wales.
Yeah. We'll charge you for that telegram.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Morris, and thanks, Barry. The Bee Gees.
Nice talking to you. Thank you.
That's the album. They were the guys, and here's the song. The Bee Gees. And if my friend Bill Gates is watching, former top DJ and now radio executive, you were right all these years, Bill. You had a lot to do with it. We're back with you after this break, and we have a special drum solo for you on the show. Back with you after this break. It'll kill Joe.
In 7 Nightly News tonight, the Bond Corporation vehemently denies the claims of Western Australia's Premier Peter Dowding that Mr. Alan Bond had threatened to crush the state government unless it agreed to certain business deals. And on Hinch, the legacy of Charlie Membray. His personal shantytown took 50 years to build. But when old Charlie got sick and had to go to hospital, local authorities bulldozed his corrugated iron kingdom. Glenn Taylor and Jennifer Kite with 7 Nightly News at 6 and Hinch at 7 tonight on 7.
My secret for making excellent tea is Tetley tea bags.
James the tea, quickly.
Doesn't she know an excellent cup of tea needs time to draw? Dunking's not the dumb thing with Tetley tea bags. For flavour you'll adore. Just let them draw a few seconds more. Only Tetley tea bags, only Tetley tea bags have flavour worth waiting for. Tetley's delicious fresh teas explain why. Only Tetley tea bags have flavour worth waiting for.
Arthritis pain can strike at any time, and the best treatment is mentholatum deep heat. It penetrates deep down for fast, temporary relief of pain, and it's been doing it for over 20 years. Deep heat. The deeper heat treatment for arthritis.
Don't miss Red Spot specials at a Safeway store near you, bringing you the best value in supermarket shopping. Sides of spring lamb, top value at just $1.99 a kilo. Export quality sliced porterhouse steak, only $6.99 a kilo. Large Granny Smith apples now at their peak at 99 cents a kilo. And garden fresh lettuce, crisp value at only $1.49 each.
Safeway's Red Spot Specials. Don't let them pass you by.
Here's a beautiful idea. Buy September Home Beautiful and you'll get this free copy of Epicurean magazine, packed with superb features and tempting recipes. Also in September Home Beautiful, we visit Lorraine Desmond at home. There's the latest looks in fabrics and your chance to win a decor update. We reveal 20 top decor tricks, plus super ideas in home extensions. All this and a free copy of Epicurean magazine. September Home Beautiful, full of good ideas for better living. Out now.
A low-fat yogurt that just doesn't taste low-fat? If you don't believe it, you haven't tried new Danone Light and Fruity yet.
Just one taste, and I knew that you are my only one.
Light and Fruity from Danone, the world's favorite yogurt.
Just one taste.
The low-fat yogurt that just doesn't taste low-fat.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, Janine, you deny all knowledge of working in the show. This letter is from Cardmonda, and he says, when the Sadlier brothers brought Danny LaRue to Australia for the first tour, I did the publicity, promotion and coordination for them, and Freddie Carpenter directed the show. After Sydney, we opened Canberra, and on opening day about noon, the stage manager broke into a press conference lunch we were doing at Noah's and quietly announced to Dan that Christina Avery, the only female he brought from England as lead dancer and singer, was in hospital with an infected throat. Remember it now?
I sure do.
And you went on with... I think you did 2 hours of rehearsal, and you did the show that night.
Yeah, I just turned 16. I was understudy. I was just one of the ballet, and I was understudy to the leading lady.
Yeah.
And just never thought that I'd get on, and then all of a sudden she got sick, and
Yeah.
it was great.
Well, evidently the troops during the Second World War loved it. They just...
She ended up leaving the show altogether and going back to England, and
After she saw you do it, obviously.
I took over the role for the rest of the tour.
Well, you'll get this real reputation of filling in for everybody. Actually, Virgil's not feeling all that well. Would you like to go over to his drum kit and play the next number? You were saying during the commercial break he is recognised as one of the greatest drummers in Australia, isn't he?
He is. He's sensational.
I think most people would call him certainly the best double bass drum percussionist in Australia. And he's leaving next week. He's leaving the show. He's going to the USA for a series of drum clinics with America's top drummers, is Virgil Donati, and he's doing a solo for us today. Please welcome him with Master Blaster. Here's our own Virgil. bar, Virgil. Yeah. Just great. He's coming over. Yeah, why not? That was just wonderful. One question, is your mum in today? Did your mum come in?
Believe not, no.
Ah, Mrs. Donati. What's her Christian name again?
She had her spot a few weeks ago.
Well, she killed him. That was just
Franca.
wonderful. What's her name? Franca. Franca, where were you when we needed you? Because your boy was just wonderful. You leave, what, next Thursday, tomorrow week, do you? And the drum clinics are being held whereabouts, Virgil?
First one's in Los Angeles, and we do about a dozen concerts throughout the States and Canada.
It'll be great.
It's a very big show. There's a lot of, well, basically the creme of the American drummers.
Just fantastic. Well, think of us, and when you come back, of course, you're rejoining us. What are the boys over there think, by the way? The guys over in the band that were left there. 9, 8... Joe, 0. They were the guys who weren't chosen, you see.
Right.
That's a little Australian joke there. OK, righto.
I wish I could take them all with me, but unfortunately...
So do I. So do I, as a matter of fact. Congratulations, Virgil, and we'll have a chance of saying goodbye to you before next Thursday, but thanks for the gig today.
Thanks
Good
very
on you.
much.
Virgil Donati. And Franca, if you're watching, he was bellissimo.
Bravissimo.
Say it again?
Bravissimo.
He was bravissimo and bellissimo too. We'll take this break, and after this break, we talk about public speaking with Joan Saxton. We'll see you soon. That was great, Bert.
Why is your daddy the best daddy in the world?
Because he's tall. I don't know. Because he tells me good stories. Because he gets my breakfast all the time. And he wears funny hats. Because he is. He makes me laugh. He likes to like rock and roll. He give me sloppy kiss, but I don't know. I just love him.
So, how about getting your daddy a World's Best Dad certificate for Father's Day from Maya?
Attention freezer owners. With 10 years' experience, shop-at-home supermarkets can offer you genuine discount prices. Call 486-2444 for a no-obligation quote on your family's food needs. Delivered free, packed into your freezer, and guaranteed for taste and tenderness. No joining fee, no finance company, and no price increases for 12 months. Shop-at-home supermarkets for quality, convenience, and value. Call now, 486-2444.
How I remember the days. Oh, the V-Line Day-Away Tours to the Shipwreck Coast and the 12 Apostles, all 9 of them, $55 an adult. The day at Sovereign Hill, $30 for grown-ups. Oh. The day away at Mitchelton Winery with the Goulburn River flowing free, as you can see, at $38. What's more, most with a free lunch. Oh. That's V-Line Day-Away Tours for you. Call into V-Line Travel or phone 619-3333 for a brochure. It's all in the book.
That's what I call Melbourne. That's what I call home. That's what I call neighborly, like a friend you've always known. That's what I call a supermarket. That's what I call Safeway. That's what I call a feast. And with savings you can't beat.
Safeway. Now that's what I call a supermarket.
Until now, one pad was much the same as another, and they all had their shortcomings. But Kotex pads have something that'll change all that forever. It's an ultra-absorbent panel called Ultrazorb, and it works by drawing fluid quickly in and controlling it within the pad. Only one pad offers this new kind of protection, Kotex. A small panel in pads, a big leap in protection.
Mama knows what we all love. Her steaming hot breads, baked home style, ready to pop in the oven to heat and eat. Now let's see what happens when the guests at the barbecue find Mama Fiorelli's garlic bread. And just how fast can her bread disappear when the family's around? And what do the dinner party guests have to say about Mama's garlic bread? Exactly the same as the rest of Australia. Everybody agrees, and that's why we say...
Don't forget your mama.
Welcome back. Just had the news that Bill Gates is watching the show and rang through and sent his best. Good on you, Bill. He used to be my program director when I was in radio at 3UZ, Mike. Remember in the Where are you, mate? Mike, we've lost... Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. You've moved up one.
I'm waiting. This is for a lady.
This is for a lady. Let's fix the thing. Yeah, he used to be my program director at years. I used to drive him mad. He used to play all the old Bowleys and Bing Crosby and the Mills Brothers and the Ink Spots. And he couldn't do a thing about it.
I don't know how he could be watching. I think you're being had. Because
Why?
Isn't he somewhere up in Queensland?
No, he works for the ABC.
He did?
Oh, no, I think he still
does?
Yeah, I think he's still with the ABC. FM station, the ABC FM station in Queensland. So obviously he wouldn't be working on radio if he's with the ABC radio setup. Speaking of that, what is happening to this radio program, this national radio program you're supposed to be doing?
Well, that's all happening.
It was supposed to start last March, 12 months.
No,
or something.
No, last Sunday it was supposed to start.
Oh, right. How'd it go?
Very well.
What happened, mate?
Wonderful show. No, it hasn't happened at the moment because, largely, FM conversion. Do you know, in Australia, there are 40 radio stations up for sale at the moment.
Really?
And because of that, so many can't commit to what they're going to do. So we thought, rather than force them into it, in Sydney, for example, there are stations waiting to see whether they go FM or not. So we thought, rather than do that, let's put it on ice until next year.
Nicely gotten out of. I reckon I wish I'd used that excuse a few times in my career. Sounds a bit... Would you believe this?
MCM I really feel sorry for because they put a lot of time into it, and MCM is still going ahead.
Well, good luck when it starts. Would you believe this, Mike? I mean, everyone is flogging something these days. That lovely drummer, Virgil Donati, we've just had on, actually, he's got an audio, a video cassette out. I've just been told. So that's it. It's called Obsessive Rhythms. What have we flogged today so far? We've flogged those for Mike. Those things that he's making a fortune out of, those little cassettes. We've flogged Virgil, and we've flogged also the Bee Gees. So if you don't think I'm going to take this opportunity of also flogging that, you are crazy. Ah, yeah. Look, let's get you out of all of this. Let me introduce to you now someone who 25 years ago, she decided something should be done in Australia that turned out to be a real beauty. She set up Australia's first agency for professional speakers. Please welcome Joan Saxton. Now, of course, when we introduce you as somebody who set up a speakers organisation 25 years ago, the first thing we all want to do is to hear how you speak. How are you?
Right. Well, when I arrived here this morning, Bert, I suddenly had a memory of Channel 7.
Right.
Because I was here in time for Terry as a mother of the day round about 23 years ago.
Goodness
And
gracious.
I only remembered it when the taxi drew up. And I've got a cup, saucer and plate with Channel 7, Mother of the Day, on it. I still use a teaspoon. And they gave me a course of elegance, deportment and charm at the Ella Lucas College.
Did you take it?
Yes.
Well, there you go then. I mean, they really gave away prizes. For those people who don't remember, Time for Terry was a wonderful afternoon programme compared by Terry O'Neill.
That's right.
And
Vi Greenhalgh
Vi
was there.
Greenhalgh, the lovely Vi
Olivia
Greenhalgh.
Newton-John was singing.
Brian Naylor.
Brian Turpey.
Ian Turpey.
Ian Turpey.
Yes, changed his
That's
name
right.
since then. Ian Turpey. Also, who else was in it? John Darcy, I think, was in it too, wasn't he?
I don't quite remember, I'm
No.
sorry.
Anyway,
a long time ago.
23 years ago, certainly.
23 years ago.
A long time ago.
Yes.
Well, that was what, just a couple of years after you decided to start the
That's
agency.
right, yes.
What made you think of, I mean, it's obviously a need that people have, and also it's a lucrative situation, but what made you think of it?
Well, I'd been doing a lot of public speaking myself, 2 or 3 times a week. I had young children. I found it quite expensive. In hairdressing, dresses, stockings, as they were then, you were put upon somewhat. For instance, I remember one day going to speak at an annual general meeting of a big hospital. They'd asked me to do it, and I said, I can't because my children are due home from school. Quite all right, Joan, we'll get you back in time. But they forgot. They smoked and chatted afterwards. My children came home, there was no key to get in. And I thought, well, people only really appreciate that for which they have to pay.
In other words, it should be organised.
It should be organised properly. And also, I had a letter from London saying that Foyle's lecture agency, who opened in 1879, were looking for a lecture agency in Australia so that when their speakers went to America and to other countries, well, they had somewhere to call in and say hello. And they could find every other type of agency, but not a speaker's agency. So my friend in London, with whom I'd trained in personnel management during the war, said to me, well, you like pioneering things, Joan, what about it? Why don't you start one in Australia? And I had pioneered, actually, with 2 other people, the Family Planning Association of Malaya, And it was a little bit different than public speaking.
Yes, it's one. Well, the Family Planning Association of Malaya.
That's right, in Kuala Lumpur.
How'd it go?
It went marvellously.
Still a lot of them there.
Yes, we had our problems, but that's another long story.
I'm sure it is.
And so I decided that I would start a speakers agency, and so because I did quite a lot of speaking myself, I asked other people that I knew were on this free circuit to come to my house for tea and toast or something and talk about it. And it began in a very small way, and then I went to the Melbourne Herald, to Isabel Carter, the late Isabel Carter, who was then women's editress, and told her about it. And I found every journalist would support me because they were always on this racket of going on the circuit and not knowing how to get off.
I feel very embarrassed. That piano I was playing, we haven't even got to the subject yet. We're supposed to be talking about... Joe, will you stop it? Look at Joe looking through his music there.
Do you think that's a hint?
No, it's just the new American system which we've got here, which is not working. But can I just borrow 60 seconds here, because I just did want to ask Joan some of the famous people that you have on your books.
Yes, well, I have Max Walker, who I think is the most popular and in-demand speaker in the whole of Australia.
Yes. Yeah.
He could speak every day of the week.
How much would it cost to get Max for a night? Or is that personal?
No, it's not personal, and I don't think he would mind. It's different for business companies as against
just
charities.
Roughly,
$2,500.
No, I didn't want him for the whole weekend, just for the... But he does give value for that $2,500.
He gives enormous value, and I think what you have to remember when you're worrying about fees is it's not just when he comes on and does his 45 minutes and all his question time and his mixing with people. It's not just that, but he will have studied about 3 months beforehand the type of company that he's going to talk to.
What about his books
will have
too?
a list. Yes.
Hundreds of thousands of books. The latest one is a ripper too.
How to Kiss a Crocodile and Other Snappy Yarns.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Well, Joan, we'll have to leave it there, but please stay with us if you don't mind.
Yes, certainly.
Now he starts up again. Please thank Joan Saxton, ladies and gentlemen. After this break, Dr. David Smith is going to join us, and he has a special guest with him. Thanks.
How could this genius, who from the age of 4 astonished the world with his magnificent music... It is miraculous. ...be a lustful, boastful... I'm the best. ...dirty-minded, giggling clown. Exploited by his father, destroyed by intrigues. What are you doing? And marked for death by a man consumed with envy. Tom Hulse, F. Murray Abraham, in the unforgettable movie that won 7 Academy Awards. Amadeus, tonight on 7.
McKay Microwave Pizza Supreme. The frozen pizza you can cook in a microwave, giving a crispy crust. It's just like a pizza from a pizza shop.
Hey, you want a cappuccino?
Ah, McCain, you've done it again.
If it's good, you want to move. There's a way, and we can prove. It's #1, Top Gun. Quick and clean, see what I mean. Ooh, it's a mean green fighting machine. Ooh, it's a mean green fighting machine.
Just one taste.
New Danone yogurt. Smoother, fruitier, thicker. Just one taste. We'll tell you why. It's the world's favorite yogurt.
Just one taste. Whoa.
For a short time, you can have this with these. And these. And one of these. And all of these. And you're protected against this by this. Now that's a great offer. But at this price, it can't last forever. So call this number now or see Saturday's Sun.
This child is trapped in poverty. Millions more are suffering. Every 2 seconds, a child dies. But each year, 700,000 children are helped through World Vision Child Sponsorship. By calling right now, you can become a World Vision Child sponsor for only $24 a month. Bring hope to a child in Africa, Asia, or Latin America. Bring help like medical care, healthy food, education, and a future. Please call right now and become a World Vision Child sponsor. You'll receive your child's photo and history and regular information.
It's great to know you're giving a child a chance in life. It makes you feel you're doing something really worthwhile.
Please don't put it off. You may save a child's life. You will ease a child's suffering. Call World Vision now on 008 038 111 STD free. Payment can be made by cheque or credit card, and our operators are waiting, so please call now. Be glad you did.
Welcome back. You might just like to see the situation at the moment. That was a brief preview. I've insulted two people, so I've moved down the other end of the couch. Just ahead of go down there, Mike. I mean, I won't do any more short gags after this one, but it doesn't help your situation being all that way down there, does it?
You've planned it.
Could you just have a little chat to Joan too and make it pretend you're on camera? Will you?
The things we've said about you in the things we've said about you in the last couple of minutes.
I can imagine. It looks like Ron Musk and Jerry G down there. Have a look. Have a look. Anyway, waiting for us. I wish you wouldn't do that, John. John digs. Oh, I feel terrible every time he does it. Julie McKenna's got a beautiful song for us today. Everyone loves They Can't Take That Away From Me. And here's the lovely Julie.
The way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing of key, the way you hold my dreams. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. They can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away. The way you hold your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. Your smile just beams, the way you sing of key, the way you haunt my dreams. They can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on that bumpy road to love. Still I'll always keep the memory of
take that, no, can't take that away. They cannot take that away from me. Can't take it away from me. No, they can't take it. Told you, they can't take it from me. They can't take that. No.
If there's any better in Australia, I haven't heard them. That was terrific, Julie. Gosh, she's lovely. Julie McKenna, and They Can't Take That Away From Me. Wasn't that terrific? just wonderful. And I must ask, whose arrangement was that? Because that was whose was it, Julie? Whose arrangement? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Ross, who did it?
Billy. Well, come on, a big round of applause for Billy Harrower. Over yonder, will you just get out of the way, great Bert? There he is. Lovely arrangement, Bill. Well done. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. David Smith, who's with us today. David? Today, you are going to introduce us to a friend, and it's highly appropriate because of a big movie which is about to open right around Australia.
Exactly. I thought with all the fuss about the Batman movie, it was high time I brought in a genuine live bat. A very tiny one, as a matter of fact. It's a Gould's wattled bat.
Yes.
Strange. And the wattles are actually little things on the side of the mouth, little flaps of skin that they have at the side of their mouths that help them find their prey. I'll tell you about that later, but absolutely marvellous little creatures. One of Australia's most common bats, actually. They're found
What's it called
everywhere.
Again?
Gould's wattled bat. It's named after John Gould, the naturalist. And
the wonderful Carlton footballer.
That's the one, yeah.
Let's have a look at the bat, and also he's in the company of Denise Craik.
Denise comes from the Hillsville Sanctuary.
From the Hillsville Sanctuary. They're good friends of ours.
Great friends of ours.
Hi, Denise. Welcome.
She's very, very sensitive.
Yes.
So I'll just see how she.
Should we do anything like taking the lights down slightly, or anything?
If you could, might
just
be nice.
just ever so slightly.
She's not used to all this music. See, she's used to a nice, quiet nursery.
To be honest, between you and me, neither am I.
I'll just see where she's actually
Bats being
located.
nocturnal, of course.
Yes.
You know, they like to come out at night. She's probably wondering what all these bright lights are.
This is her first star.
Her first what?
Her first star exhibit.
First starring appearance here.
Oh, right.
I've got to find her. For
She's
this.
tucked into the blanket there. It's not a
How
cardigan.
small is she?
Very
Only
tiny.
the palm of my hand. There she
At
is.
15 grams she would weigh, which is really quite tiny.
And is she fully grown?
She's fully grown. We actually received her in January this year. Some people found her on their tent up at Swan Hill. And she's a juvenile at that stage, and she's probably about 10 to 12 months old now.
Yeah, just keep your hand where it is there. That's it. That's excellent.
But she's never flown yet.
We haven't given her the opportunity to fly.
There's always a first time, and it's...
There's always a first time.
Just hold her there, just like so, as still as you possibly can.
Yeah, I'll just let her settle down first.
You can see the way she's using what are actually her thumbs. The front of the wings, those little hooks on there are actually her thumbs.
She hides other places too. There she is.
There you are. Just hold it very still there and we'll get a nice...
She's behaving wonderfully, aren't you?
See the little tiny nose?
For some reason, I would have thought bats were so much bigger, especially fully grown ones.
Well, of course, they do get to quite a large size, different species, but this one's one of the many, many tiny bats we have in Australia. Fruit bats grow to maybe almost a metre across the wings. And that's a whole different kettle of fish, actually.
Can we see her wingspan? Is that possible?
I'll try, but we don't like to normally try to force their wingspan because, I mean,
Maybe
it's like
just ask
somebody...
her.
Well, actually, don't laugh. She often does her aerobics. She stretches her wings out every
Does she really?
Yeah. But, no, she's a little bit nervous.
Well, I'll tell you what, you just hold her there.
I'll just hold her.
We'll keep her under close surveillance, and if she does it, we'll just zap to it. Okay?
You can see her huge ears. The ears are really important for these sorts of bats. Most of these sorts of bats, as opposed to fruit bats that don't do this, have an echolocation system. That is, they build a picture of their world in sound waves. They make tiny chirps that go right up from maybe 6,000 cycles a second up to 40 or 50,000 cycles a second. They blast these out just like a submarine sending out sonar waves. And according to how the waves come back and are reflected back into those marvellous ears, they build a very, very complete and complex picture of their world. So much so they can actually find insects in flight and catch them while they're flying.
Mary McNamara, your friend and mine, who produces for you, she was saying before the show, I'm not too sure whether she was having a lend of me or not, but she said that moths woke up to this range of the radar and know when they're coming.
It's a fascinating story, actually. It's a nice little evolutionary story in which bats gradually developed the ability to tune into the sound of these... Sorry, the moths tuned into the frequency of the bats, and they knew that... they discovered, I guess, that if there was this sound blasting their little antennae, that there was a fair chance they were going to become a meal. And the bats that survived, the moths rather, I'm getting the story confused, I'm talking bats and moths the whole time, the moths actually learned to, when they heard this sound, snap their wings up and just drop out of the sky, making it very hard for the bat to actually catch them.
Well, why wouldn't all insects be able to evolve like that?
It's an interesting point. So far, it only seems to have happened for the moths. No one knows at this stage. Yeah.
So who else do you have on the books, Joan? You've got...
Dr. Neville Norman.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant.
And who else?
Tammy Fraser's sister.
Tammy Fraser's sister?
Yes, Christina Hindhoff, the author and journalist, who is absolutely marvellous.
We'll be back to you in just a few moments' time.
Yep.
Thank David Smith and his bat, and also thank Denise, would you please?
Thank you.
Just be careful there, because she might get frightened with the music. Yes. We're back with you after this break, and it'll be nice to welcome Tony Rafferty to our studios.
Good afternoon, Simone Simmons. Conservative politicians in Western Australia are calling for a criminal investigation into allegations that millionaire businessman Alan Bond threatened to crush the state government unless it agreed to multi-million-dollar deals favouring the Bond Corporation. More news in an hour.
They're the ones to watch. Glenn Taylor and Jennifer Kite bring you 7 nightly news. Now 6 o'clock weeknights on 7.
Inflation Fighter, putting the power back into your dollar at Coles New World. Not only everyday low prices every day, but weekly price specials just when you need them. Aged whole rump sliced free, $4.99 a kilo. 1 kilo Fab 3 and Cold Power, $2.99. And 500 gram Meadowlee margarine, just $1.29. Inflation Fighter, putting the power back into your dollar.
Estelle Getty, the star of The Golden Girls, gives advice on everything from marriage and motherhood to Hollywood and hypochondria. It's, if I knew then what I know now, so what? At a good bookstore near you.
There's nothing as delicious as my wholesome nut loaf. Of course, now I can make it even healthier by spreading it with New Flora Light.
New Flora Light, a low cholesterol, salt-reduced spread. It has the same lovely Flora taste, but more than a third less fat.
Now, if Flora Light has more than a third less fat, surely that means I can have a little more nut loaf.
New Flora Light, another one of the best things in the country.
This child is trapped in poverty. Millions more are suffering. But each year, 700,000 children are helped through World Vision Child Sponsorship. By calling right now on 008 038 111 STD free, you can become a World Vision Child sponsor for only $24 a month. You may save a child's life. You will ease a child's suffering. Call right now and become a World Vision Child sponsor. Payment can be made by cheque or credit card. You'll be so glad you did.
They say if you've got a can of tuna in the cupboard, the family will never go hungry. But if you've got a hot pot tuna and noodle in the cupboard, you can really make a meal. Continental hot pot tuna and noodle turns tuna into dinner.
Father's Day at Maya has the best kept secrets in the world.
Shh! I have a secret, but don't tell Dad. I've got a secret, but don't tell Dad. Shh! I got a secret, but don't tell Dad. Shh! I got a secret, but don't tell Dad.
It's no secret that Maya is the best place to shop for Father's Day.
And there's no secret who's going to be buying it, is there?
I've got a secret, but don't tell Dad.
OK, please put your hands together now for a great Australian sportsman, Mr. Tony Rafferty. Welcome to the show, Tony.
Nice to be here, Bert.
It's good to see you again. Well, I think it's, 17 years since you first took on the Melbourne to Sydney run.
Yes.
And that's a long time ago, and yet we're here now, and we celebrate now the fact that you've just made world records again in some endurance test, which I think to a younger man would have seemed like Mount Everest. Tell us all about it.
Yes, it was a 1,000-mile challenge race by a young Pat Farmer in Sydney. He's a 27-year-old up-and-coming Australian ultramarathon runner. In world class, he was 8th in the Sydney to Melbourne race this year, and he challenged me to a 1,000-mile race. So it all happened a couple of weeks back. It started on the 12th of August, and I ended off breaking the world record, winning the race, breaking the world 1,000-mile record, and 4 other world records along the way: the 700-mile, 800-mile, 900-mile, and 1,500-kilometre world record. So Pat was. He was very good, a little bit cocky at the start, I thought, but he's a good friend of mine and put up a great race, but I came in front.
Yeah. Now, this world record, how many hours did you take off?
33 hours. I broke Malcolm Campbell's world record by, yes. He's held it Gateshead in England in 1985 when he won a big race over there, and he's held the 1,000-mile world record since then. So I'm pretty happy about the whole situation at 50 years of age.
So how long did it take you? What time did you take?
14 days, 11 hours, 59 minutes and 4 seconds.
But who's counting?
That 4 seconds can be important sometimes.
Well, of course. Well, that's what happens. The 4 seconds wasn't important this time around, but it can be in other races, can't it?
That's true, yeah.
Tony, what is the inspiration for you now? What keeps you going?
Well, these days, Bert, it's a year-to-year situation, obviously. I had a bad slump for the last couple of years. I didn't do so well, and I feel confident now that I've come back into good shape. What's next? I don't know. There's an Australian 6-day race coming up very soon at Colac. I've been invited to the World 1,000-mile Championships in New York in September, but there's no way I'll get to those because I've got to recuperate from this race first. I'm still a bit stiff and sore.
How long do you have to rest up between races of this nature?
Well, I don't know. It's I could possibly be ready by November for something big again. But as I say, as you get older, it gets a bit more difficult, and I'm a bit more choosy these days the races I involve myself in. But the challenge is still there, and when you're fit, and I keep up my training and have done for many years, it keeps me on a certain level. And while I'm fit, I'm inclined to keep going. Yes.
Yeah. Tony, how do you make a living? Through your sponsorships, obviously.
Well, sometimes, Bert. I'm really connected with the physical fitness industry over the years, for the last 24, 25 years. But in recent years, I'm doing things on a freelance basis, mostly through professional speaking. We were speaking to Joan earlier on. And,
is Tony on your books,
Yes,
Joan?
he is, and has been for many years, and he's quite fine on motivation or fun. He's just terrific.
Lovely, Joan. Thank you. Now, Tony, we're going to do an interview spread throughout the show for you, Joan, because you're such a good sport. I'm sorry, Mike, I thought you'd gone home. I beg your pardon. What were you saying there?
How much?
How much? Oh, how much? Yes, how much for Tony? I won't ask, I'll embarrass you. How much for Tony?
Well, Tony is marvellous in doing charity functions for small fees, and he will go out to a charity function, say $100, $150.
And the big thing is you don't have to provide transport.
That's right. And if he speaks for big business, correct fee is paid.
He slogs them.
He slogs them.
Does he? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've heard him speak.
Well, not really, because he motivates salesmen to such an extent every insurance company would want him.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, I haven't seen Max Walker speak in that situation. I've seen him, at functions, private functions and things. But I have seen Tony speak at an after-dinner situation, and at the right times, when you really had them in the palm of your hand, you could hear a pin drop. When you were doing the humorous stuff, it was just a lovely feeling in the room, and he would go down, as far as I'm concerned, as one of the best speakers in that situation.
He's unusual, Bert, if I may just interrupt.
Go right ahead, Joan.
In that he can motivate 9 salesmen. Now, most people can motivate 100, 200 easily, but very few people can motivate a small amount
Why would you just address 9? Bad enough?
No. A company may decide that 9 of their people show promise, but they've not quite made it, that 9. And so we will have Tony along to motivate them, to talk to them and send them out into the force.
Would you be inclined to take them out for a booze and just, have a...
Sometimes that happens, Bert.
A one-to-one?
Yeah. I do speak to smaller groups, speak to schools, and I've spoken to some big functions as well. My biggest audience was 14,000 people at the Mar Music Bowl.
Really? When was that?
A long time ago, quite a few years ago, where I was invited just as guest speaker for 20 minutes before the television programme started. And it was very interesting. And I've also done some interstate talks which had 1,500 people. So I've spoken to some very big audiences. But as Joan says, the usual audience is about 150, 200 people. And I do like the sports and business motivation type talks, Bert. So to answer your question, I do professional speaking. Not so much in the fitness industries these days am I involved, because I can't hold a job down, because I like to go out to do my talks and to do the odd race, you see. So. But it's an exciting life, Bert, and...
What about that the other bloke, and I can't think of his name, George, your old adversary.
George Purdon.
George Purdon.
Yes.
What's George doing these days?
Well, George is still running and running very well, and I think you'll find him in the Australian 60 race at Colac in November. He's 65 now, number 1 at his age group in the world. He's still a very, very fit man, George. And, yes, a great old rival of mine, but a nice fellow, George.
Tony, I want to congratulate you again. It's just terrific to see you continue to break these records, and you're a real inspiration for particularly young sports people coming along at 50 years of age. And a lot of areas, that's not old, thank God. But in your sort of area, I mean, it's getting close, I guess, to retirement. You just won't give in, and it's an inspiration for us all. Tony Rafferty, ladies and gentlemen. After this break, Marty Rose is going to sing for us.
Roots, Anzacs, the Shirley, Jack the Ripper. all great landmarks in television. But now comes an event that can truly be called the greatest. Nominated for more Emmy Awards than any other in television history. It's a story so compelling, so exciting, and so deeply moving that its power will stay with you long after the last picture fades from the screen.
Say you're a man of vision.
Yeah, hell of a vision. This event is Lonesome Dove.
Who's working to give us water that's pure and safe? Working to ensure we'll have sufficient? Working to give our city one of the most advanced sewage systems in the world. Working to provide playgrounds and parks and waterways for us all. Your Board of Works is working on this vision, making Melbourne a better place to live. Board of Works bonds, a government-guaranteed investment. See newspapers for details.
Australia, are you ready for this? Chicken, burger, ham and Swiss. Barbecue chicken, yummy Swiss cheese. Smoked Danish ham in a burger. Red Rooster, yes please. Yes please. You never ever ever seen bigger than this. Chicken, burger, ham and Swiss. Chicken, burger, ham and Swiss.
Australia, your chicken burger, ham and Swiss is just about ready.
Chicken, burger, ham and Swiss.
More fun in your pool? Yes, you can, if it's heated with National Solar Pool Heating. Be quick and get your fully installed National Solar system for as little as $2,600. But ring now, 894-2220. More fun in your pool? Now you can swim nearly all year round with National Solar Pool Heating for as little as $2,600. So ring now, 894-2220. National Solar Pool Heating. Feels beautiful.
For a short time, you can have this with these. And these. And one of these. And all of these. And you're protected against this by this. Now that's a great offer. But at this price, it can't last forever. So call this number now or see Saturday's Sun.
Is this how you've been putting lately? Oh. Now with my new putting partner, you'll be putting like a pro in no time. And it's great fun for all the family. With adjustable automatic ball return, you can dial the distance you wish to putt from. And it delivers the ball back to your feet every time. Home or office, the putting partner will really improve your game.
Putt like a pro with Jack Newton's putting partner.
Great putt, mate.
Jack Newton's putting partner, just $27.95 from these leading outlets.
Here's someone we haven't seen for a while and we've missed him. Here's Marty Rose and Your Song.
It's a little funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. A sculptor, elegant, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. The gift is my song, yeah, this one's for you. Tell everybody this is your song. Maybe quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down the words. How wonderful life is when you're in the world. Sat on the
Lovely, Marty Rose. And your song. Well, it's been somewhat of a staff show today, and it's been terrific musically. Oh, incidentally, and a special guest appearance then of the Gillian Fitzgerald dancer in the early shot. That's the kids who are watching today, the kids from the Bert Newton Show dancers. Gillian did that especially just to let you know that's what you never do. Never walk in front of anyone's camera. It was lovely, Marty. Thank you, Gillian. And we're back with you after this break.
It's time to revisit
Pretty funny, yeah?
Pixie and Scoops again, and more. Kidding. 8:30 Thursday, Fast Forward.
When you've got a nasty cough and you're feeling kind of rough, let's all take the Nile.
Because coughs and colds tend to run in the family, you need something all the family can take.
Let's all take the Nile. When your throat's just sort of smile when you're feeling kind of vile. Let's all take the Nile.
Nile Decongestant, a cough and cold treatment for all the family.
Let's all take the Nile.
Clear as water. New Clean and Clear conditioner from Revlon. Clearly beautiful. Look, most conditioners appear greasy and heavy in water. Look again. New oil-free Clean and Clear conditioner leaves less to weigh your hair down. Fabulous body. Incredible shine. New Clean and Clear conditioner and shampoo from Revlon. So beautiful.
If it's good, you want to move. There's a way, and we can prove. It's #1, Top Gun. Quick and clean, see what I mean? Ooh, it's a mean green fighting machine. Ooh, it's a mean green fighting machine.
If you own a weatherboard or fibro home, you must read this free booklet called The Fair Dinkum Facts About Cladding. Published by Formplex, Australia's leading manufacturer and installer of solid vinyl superboards, it'll shock you about the difference in vinyl weatherboard thickness and strength. How some suppliers entice you with a cheap price, but it's not what you pay for total installation. It's published to help you get the best quality product and installation without disappointment. So phone Formplex now on 008 038 145 for your free copy.
Australia, are you ready for this? Chicken, burger, ham and Swiss. Barbecue chicken, yummy Swiss cheese. Smoked Danish ham in a burger. Red Rooster, yes please.
Yes, please.
You've never ever ever seen bigger than this. Chicken, burger, ham and Swiss. Chicken, burger, ham and Swiss.
Australia, your chicken burger, ham and Swiss is just about ready.
Chicken, burger, ham and Swiss.
An eccentric admiral thinks it would be great for Navy public relations to have a sailor be the first man to die in the forthcoming Normandy invasion. James Garner and Julie Andrews co-star in The Americanisation of Emily, Wednesday's afternoon movie here on Channel 7.
Well, don't say we don't achieve things on the show. I can now announce that Mike Schulberger, David Smith and Tony Rafferty are all on Joan Saxon's books. Or, yes, she's signed them all up.
Yes, wonderful.
Thanks to everybody for being on the show today, Tony and David and Joan and Michael. And thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the program. Look forward to your company tomorrow at the same time. Goodbye and God bless you.
When in Melbourne, our guests stay at the Hilton on the Park. This has been a Jim McKay production for the Australian Television Network. The Bert Newton Show was brought to you by the new Jenny Craig weight loss program. Now more than ever, it's the Australian way to lose weight.